I'm Jacob Hamilton,
And I'm Hidro Joseph.
and welcome to the Hardwood Huddle, a basketball podcast where we break down the latest news and games in the NBA and basketball world. Hidro, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. The fast paced amount of games that we've had is starting to slow down a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and you can really focus on the game by game level of the NBA second round.
Yep.
A lot of people, some teams have already been sent home, and a lot of drama with regards to injuries and other off court stuff. So I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. It looks like we could potentially get a new NBA champion
Yep.
this season, which is funny because we haven't had a repeat champion in almost a decade.
That's
Last
crazy.
repeat champion was 2017, 2018.
It sure doesn't feel like that. I mean, time is just like I swear we're like jumping. We're just jumping extra years than we actually are even supposed to. Because what that would be the Warriors, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Toronto, the Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, and and Celtics, right? I don't think I'm missing anybody in there, unless I am.
Denver,
Denver. That's right. Yep.
put some respect on Jokic's name.
I mean, when you play an 8 seed, I mean, I feel like you kind of are expected to win. No,
He's not in control of that.
Yep. No, he's not. He's not. And and he got a ring. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter who you face. It just matters as long as you win and it's on the record. Um, just kind of wanted to just talk about this for 2 seconds. The Celtics beat the Knicks to come back from a 3-1 deficit and now turning it into a 3-2 deficit. Beat the Knicks 127 to 102. Jaylen Brown, 26 points, 8 boards, 12 assists with no Jason Tatum, along with Derek White's 34 points, with three rebounds and two assist steals with 3 blocks as well in there. So kind of just like a collective effort there. Nothing really on the Knicks end.
Have you ever heard of the Ewing theory?
No.
All right, just real quick. So the Ewing theory is derived as a kind of an online theory
Mm-hmm.
that's been passed along since 1999 when Patrick Ewing got hurt and was out for the season,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody wrote the New York Knicks off as their best player is hurt and they're going to be done. But all of a sudden they go on this crazy run, beat
Yeah.
the get the AFC, beat the number one Miami Heat in 1999. I should know because I'm a Heat fan, and made an incredible run all the way to the NBA Finals where they lost to the San Antonio Spurs in Tim Duncan's first championship. So the Ewing theory goes that sometimes the some of its parts are greater than the whole type thing. And
Uh-huh.
when you lose your best player, maybe he's not actually your best player.
Yeah.
You actually play better without him on the court than with him. And that's the theory that's going around on the internet right now, a kind of Ewing theory about Jason Tatum on the Celtics. So we'll see how that plays out. If they manage to come back from what was it 3-1,
3-1. Yep.
then
If
the
if
Ewing
that
theory's in
happens,
play.
if that happens, Jason Tatum will have the craziest narratives on him. Celtics fans might start questioning him, and I know that the Celtics are technically, reportedly, going to change around this team crazy, like with like a crazy amount during the offseason. But obviously, I don't think anybody's thinking like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Probably more Drew Holiday and Kristaps. But it's like, I mean, they have new owners, so like, what? Like, imagine that they come back 3-1, beat the Pacers somehow, and go to the finals. Let's say they lose in the finals to, let's call it, the Thunder. Like, some of these owners, I mean, they don't really care about these players. I mean, they're showing that it's like, hey, we own the team, we make the decisions at the end of the day. So imagine what, like, we're just like, it's just kind of like a Lucas situation. You're just sitting on your phone at night and we just get a crazy trade, like a draft night trade, like Jason Tatum for the number 1 pick. Like, imagine we see something like that. Like that would be the
Right,
craziest.
right now, the only owners so far that have proven they don't care is the the Portland Trailblazers owner with Damian Lillard
Mhm.
and the Dallas Mavericks owner.
Yeah,
I guess you could maybe say Golden State with Andrew Wiggins because he was very beloved on that team. But
they're different level of player.
I'm not sure if it's a I'm not sure if it's league wide type thing yet. So just to recap to the audience, Jason Tatum is out. He is done for the series,
Yep.
and he's done for most of the next season as well. He tore
Yeah.
his Achilles, I believe his right Achilles,
Yep.
and he was writhing in pain on the floor in the previous game's loss to the New York Knicks, where they went down 3-1. The next day, he had the surgery, which, from what
Quick.
I hear in terms of Achilles surgeries, like my cousin just had an Achilles surgery recently, and he said, "Hey, that's normally like a couple of weeks before you get the surgery." He got it the next day. I think he feared that his next season could be potentially be in jeopardy, and he wanted to get out
Yeah.
ahead of it. I believe he had Kevin Durant's surgeon, so
Yeah, because I saw the photo of him after the surgery that had happened, and I feel like, I mean, if you're in the basketball world, I mean, like everyone has seen like the Kevin Durant after he tore his Achilles sitting in that bed, just kind of like, and he turned into a meme. It's like you're sick if
mhm.
you're whatever and this and that, and then it's like, are we about to like see another Tatum meme? Like he was memed after winning the championship, right? It's like there's no shot that this turns into a meme like with the Kevin Durant, because if it does, then he's just going to be like, well, he was just trying to copy Kevin Durant then, because he's tried copying everybody else, right? So I mean, like it would just like the media would, or like fans would just like tear into him, like, but that's what I think at least would happen. But yeah, obviously, get well soon, Jason Tatum. Obviously, it sucks to see a guy going out with a torn Achilles. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's like one of the more that's the second torn Achilles we've seen in this playoff run.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me pull up a bookmark I got on these injuries because it seems to be a lot more prominent in today's league. ACL slash Achilles injuries this season alone. Dejounte Murray,
Yep.
torn right Achilles. Kyrie Irving, torn left ACL. Damian Lillard, torn left Achilles. Jason Tatum, torn right Achilles tendon. Isaiah Jackson, torn right Achilles tendon. He played
Mhm.
uh, and Grant Williams, torn ACL. Uh, DeAnthony Melton, torn left ACL. Drew Smith, Miami Heat,
Yeah.
ruptured left Achilles tendon just when he got a guaranteed spot on the team. And Moritz Wagner, torn left ACL. That's a long season of rehab.
And honestly, like that's what, 9? Like that's a lot of people, like with like an ACL or Achilles. But like in my head, like maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, but I feel like there would be a little bit more than that. Usually, I feel like,
We've had worse seasons in the past, I feel, but it wasn't Achilles related.
yeah,
I
no,
think it was other
I
stuff.
feel like Achilles is like a different level. Like our medicine has, like, talking like I'm a doctor. Medicine has like advanced so much since like I don't even know when, but like from when like players would tear their ACLs and they were done, like that was their career, right? Now like ACL tears, like you just kind of like it's a lengthy process, but like you more or less come back like the same player. Maybe you're not as like twitchy in a sense, but
My
like,
favorite my favorite player back in the day was Chris Webber.
mhm,
Um, and he tore his ACL, I believe, in '04 or '05. He was not the same player coming back.
no,
Came back and could still play, but he couldn't get off the ground or anything. These days, it's I think it's like a 6 month timetable and you can come back.
yeah,
With the Achilles, it's like 8 to 9. Kevin Durant's the best I've seen in terms
yeah,
of return from an Achilles. So I think everything's much improved, like you said.
yeah, and obviously like like I couldn't even like imagine like what it feels like to tear an Achilles. Like I have knee problems already. It's like, and those keep me up at night. Like if I'm trying to sleep, like it's not happening. But it's like I
I
couldn't
know.
even imagine just like seeing what would happen, like if just your Achilles just goes. Like I don't even know. Like there's definitely nothing on this planet that can like like make you feel that feeling. Like it's probably not the worst feeling in the world because there's obviously worse stuff, but I mean, I couldn't even imagine. So maybe I'm happy I'm doing this.
You don't walk comfortably for a while. I think you got to be on a scooter and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not great.
just immobile, just completely immobile. But off of the injuries and the topics like that, we just had the draft lottery happen on Monday night. Um, the Dallas Mavericks won the draft lottery, pretty much won the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Um, we'll start with that first. I mean, how are you feeling about the Mavs winning the lottery? I mean, like, what was your first instant reaction to that?
My first instant reaction was to look at the odds a little harder. I was a little confused at
Yeah,
how Dallas made it up that high, and
yeah,
it turns out that it must have been pure luck because they only had a limited number of lottery ball combinations.
yeah,
And I sent you the post that had the lottery,
yeah. Like the
like
real
watching
lottery.
the balls come out,
Yeah,
and it 14 balls. There's only three or four balls that are double digits,
yep,
and they only give Dallas so many that start with double digits. And so there's 1 through 9 that are not double digits. It's probably going to start with one of those. It started with a 14,
yep.
which is the last one, so it put Dallas in play,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden it just went their way. Ended up getting their combination, and
Yep.
I'm sure everybody in the room was completely confused. Like they fully expected like a Utah or a Charlotte to win, but tanking doesn't work like that, like it does in the NFL, where hey,
Nope.
we're gonna put in our third string quarterback and run the ball all game and go ahead
Yeah,
and lose, so we can get the next hot prospect. But whenever there's a hot top draft prospect in the NBA, there always seems to be a group of teams that aren't really playing at the same level as everybody else in
yeah,
hopes that they can get that top pick, and that's got to be a done deal right now because the majority of times I've seen that, I can definitely point to the Detroit Pistons in recent years.
yep,
Those teams have ended up with the fifth pick. They've been like out of the running for anybody who could impact your team immediately. So
yeah.
I suggest NBA teams who like to tank that y'all stop doing that and continue to play hard because Dallas was the 1 game away from making the playoffs as a
Yeah,
10 seed. Got blown out, but they tried their best, and guess what? They were rewarded.
yeah. They and truthfully, I mean, that should have been the Bulls pick right there. The Bulls should have had number one because they had lost a coin toss like they had lost a coin toss with the Mavs to get whatever pick that like that the Mavericks eventually would be slated to. And thanks to Josh Giddey hitting a game-winning half-court shot against the Lakers at the end of the year, the Bulls are now what 13, 12, something like that. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but like they were right there, like to get Cooper Flag. And if I was a Bulls fan, I would be sick because I'm not a I'm not a Bulls fan.
12.
I'm a Suns fan, and I'm already sick that the Mavs even won it in general. Like I couldn't even imagine.
They Yeah, Chicago picks 12, and they were a coin flip away from getting the number one pick.
Crazy.
And a Josh Kiddey half court shot missed from getting the number one pick. Of course, I'll just throw out the theory that everybody says that Nico Harrison made a side deal with the NBA commissioner to trade their best player to the Lakers in order to juice the NBA ratings, and in return they promised them a wink, wink. We'll give you the number one pick in the draft,
Yeah.
and I'm personally not seeing that, in
No.
my opinion, for a couple of reasons. One, they did not expect Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving to get hurt, so the
No.
anticipation was, with those guys healthy and Luka Doncic wasn't healthy at the time of the trade,
Yep.
that they were making a play for the playoffs. They weren't that far out from
No.
playoff
There was.
contention. at the time, but Anthony Davis got hurt in the first game, oblique strain,
Hmm.
and Kyrie Irving eventually succumbed to an ACL tear. So,
Yeah.
and they still battled to almost make the playoffs. So I don't think there was a wink wink there.
No.
And there's too many witnesses in order for the draft lottery to be rigged,
Yeah.
because you know people place bets on that type of thing, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to jail. Everybody involved is
Everybody.
going to jail
Everybody will go to
if that
jail.
was an actual if that was an actual thing,
Yeah.
because there's a lot at play there, money wise, for all the players, depending on where they're selected in the
Hmm.
draft, where they're going, all that different stuff. That's a very serious accusation that people throw around kind of haphazardly on the internet.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like fully rigged to the sense where Adam Silver went to Nico Harrison and was like, hey, like if you trade Luca and we'll get you the number one pick. Like obviously that didn't happen because you have to factor in like what you said, the Kyrie injury, the AD injury, like in his first game, and then losing in the second round of the play-in. I mean, it like there. I bet there's been scenarios where that has happened, where they've made a team get the number one overall pick in the draft. I mean, like players kind of talk about it. A perfect example of it is Derrick Rose like getting drafted to the Bulls, right? Like I'm pretty sure they had a like a 1.9% chance to win the lottery that year, and they get the homegrown kid from Chicago. Like
Very sad
Dwayne
about
Wade
that
said it. He was like,
because
we were bad that year. We
yeah,
got the pick and we wanted Derrick Rose, but when the Bulls won it, he was like, it makes sense, and they ended up getting Michael Beasley, which I mean, there's a bigger gap between Michael Beasley and Derrick Rose, but
that's what I was gonna say. Because yeah, my Miami Heat had a bad year. Dwayne Wade was out for a good majority of the year with the shoulder injury,
mm-hmm.
and they had the best odds for the number one pick. I thought Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade would have been a crazy
Oh
backcourt,
my
a
God,
crazy
imagine that.
backcourt. That didn't work out. The next year the Heatles came, so or
Yeah,
2 years later the Heatles came, so
yeah,
wasn't that bad.
no.
But I would have preferred Derrick Rose because he was good in college.
Oh, of course. Um, and even ESPN, they kind of like jumped on this like bandwagon of like, is the lottery rigged? Because they had put out a post. I don't have it up right now, but it was like LeBron leaving Cleveland or signing with the Heat. The Cavs get the number one pick. Then it was like Chris Paul leaving New Orleans. They get the number one pick to eventually draft Anthony Davis. Um, Anthony Davis leaves New Orleans. New Orleans gets the number one pick, draft Zion, and then Luca gets traded and they get to draft Cooper Flag. Um, but an actual reaction to it, I mean, I was I was just seriously like I was actually pretty angry that the Mavs got it. I was pretty angry about it. And the only
I
reason
thought you would be a little happy because you know your Suns didn't give up like a top 3 or 4
no,
pick
and
to the
realistically,
Rockets.
I don't have any issue with the order of like the teams that are in that top four range because what it's Dallas, San Antonio,
Philly
76ers, and Charlotte, right? Like I knew
and
like
then Utah.
and then Utah at five. Yep, right. I want this sounds crazy to say, but like I kind of wanted San Antonio to win it right after uh Wemby went out with this blood clot in his shoulder. I was like, imagine a duo of Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flag. Like you have one generational talent in Wemby, and then a talent that comes by every 12 to 10 years, right? Like in Cooper Flag that we don't see very often. Like that would have been super cool to see, in my opinion. But yeah, I was angry about it just over the sense of like not for like fans, but like just because like this is what Nico Harrison gets for trading a top three player in the world when he's healthy and Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Like that's how it almost felt like a reward. And obviously like there was nothing scheming behind it, but it still in a sense felt like a reward for doing something stupid as that. But do I really care at the end of the day? Absolutely not. But like like
Can,
I just
can
would
I
like to
say
see Cooper and Wemby.
can I say who I what team I was hoping he would potentially go to?
Let's hear it.
Philly.
Okay.
I think that would have been interesting to have a healthy MVP uh, MVP, former MVP, and Joel Embiid,
Embiid.
Tyrese Maxey, Cooper Flag, and who was their rookie again? He was
Jared McCain.
that guy, Jared McCain,
Yep.
and just having that kind of uh, depth already because Cooper Flag can play right now. Cooper
Yeah.
Flag, Cooper Flag is getting at least 20 minutes a game in in the NBA, whether he
Yeah.
comes off the bench or starts.
Yeah.
He's already proven that as a fresh 17-year-old against the Olympic team.
Yeah. I was just about against the like hitting like he played well in those Olympic like from the clips that I've
Anthony
seen.
Davis, he's playing against
Yeah.
a
His
healthy
now
Anthony
teammate,
Davis.
like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
his now teammate. Uh huh.
His now teammate. I
Yes.
mean,
So that guy's a beast.
yeah.
Having him in a 76ers uniform would have been extremely interesting because
Yep.
Philadelphia was an injury year for all of their players,
Yep.
whereas Victor Wembanyama got hurt after playing a decent number of games, but outside of Stephon Castle, they got only a limited amount of depth, whereas Philly was trying to contend right now. Paul George,
Yeah.
uh, they have like a a stacked team if they're completely healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like almost all of a sudden they're the favorites when Jason Tatum is out for the most of the next season.
Exactly. Exactly. And well, my counterpoint to that was like Philly and Dallas were the only two when I like when they had put like when they had like decided that like those were the top four teams like to get the 1 through 4, right? Like
Uh
I
huh.
said to my buddies because I was sitting at a restaurant, we had just got done golfing, and I was like, if they give it to Dallas or the 76ers, I'm gonna be mad because the only reason why I'm like I don't want the Sixers to get it is just because like it another a healthy year like this is not the position they're in, and I know like the MBE can't make it past the second round, like all that stuff, like, but if he was healthy and everyone was healthy, they would be in past the second round right now. They would be in the Eastern Conference Finals playing whoever, like how the seeding would have ended up. Like they would have been there with a great chance to go to the finals and obviously end up playing like a crazy team in OKC. Like that's my pick to make it to the finals in the West. Like that would just be crazy. But
Cooper Flag is a beast. We can do like a whole segment on him in the off season or
yeah,
uh, in the middle of the NBA finals or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I really like that guy.
yeah.
I think he might potentially be my favorite player in the league
Whoa,
when he steps onto the court.
like
That's how
instantly,
much I like him.
instantly
Yeah,
favorite. Hey,
yeah.
I respect it. I respect it. I like watching him play. But
We're
oh
gonna do a
well,
mock.
well, I mean, I kind of wanted to just like speak about the Houston pick. The Houston pick that obviously was the Suns pick, conveyed to 10. Thank God. And I was so happy when I saw it. And I was recording myself waiting for that Houston pick just to see what we could do. And I was and I had deleted the video now, but I was like, oh my, like freaking out. I was like, if it would have conveyed to the top four, I would have just that would have just I would have had to be escorted out of a restaurant. That would have not been fun. But yeah, I mean, might as well jump into the mock here. I mean, it says top 10. We can go top 14. It's up to you. But obviously, at the number one pick, I feel like we both know it's Cooper Flag. Um,
hmm
that's a given. I feel like we really don't have to explain why. Don't leave too much time on there. Second pick, the San Antonio Spurs. Who you got them taking? Early mock draft.
They got the Aaron Fox already
Yep.
at point guard. Um, Majority of people are saying to, you know, just double up and deal with the consequences later.
Yep.
And they're probably going to go Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
He's a Rutgers guard who was really good for them. He put up some good numbers,
Yeah.
and as many guards as you can get to pair with a Victor Wembanyama who can both spread the floor and uh, be present as a alley oop threat
Mm-hmm.
uh, is something you're trying to get as many guards in there as you can to see which one fits the best. The Aaron Fox didn't get as much time,
Yeah.
to try that out. But between him and Dylan Harper, I mean, you take your pick, and if you
Yeah.
got to pick between one of them, you can trade them at a later date, but
Yeah.
just double up and go for it. So I think Dylan Harper, guard from Rutgers, 6'6". I think uh, that's going to be their pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this was another given pick as well. I mean, like he can, like, I was watching his tape last night because, like, obviously I don't watch a lot of college basketball, so I wanted to do my due diligence for this. I mean, he is fun to watch. I had texted my buddy on the side, sent him the video that I was watching. I go, you gotta watch this kid. I go, he's entertaining to watch. I mean, like, areas of improvement for him, I'll start with. I mean, like, he's a inefficient but very confident shooter. He can shoot the pull up real well. I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, but his consistency can obviously go up here a little bit, shooting wise. Turnovers are a non-issue for him, so it's like that. I like that out of a point guard, obviously, and on the bench.
Yes, for
I
sure.
mean, like, he's got good breaks too. That was something that I noticed. He can almost stop on a dime. He can change his speed real well. And in the NBA now, I feel like with the, like, obviously with the rise of Luca, right? Like, I feel like we've seen, like, he has probably the best breaks in the NBA. He can stop on a dime. And those that has helped him with his game so much. It's going to help a rookie guard who gets to share time with, like you said, Fox, Chris Paul. Chris Paul might be up for a contract extension. He might have to sign a new deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does sign. I think that's it just makes sense for him to go back there, with a pairing of Wemby and Dylan Harper at the second overall pick. Um, yeah, I mean, playmaking, he can make basic reads in the pick and roll well. He dumps off well. He can maneuver and find angles to where, like, players are open in the pocket. So, yeah, Dylan Harper, I'm taking at number 2, for the San
Feel
Antonio Spurs.
free to send your co-host that video too.
I'll send it. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you because the guy made, like, all these videos for all the prospects, and I was like, this is perfect. 15-minute long videos. They're a little longer, but, like, it's good for information wise. All right. Third overall pick, we got Philadelphia 76ers. Who are the Philly 76ers taking?
Teammate Dylan Harper is going to be Ace
Mhm.
Bailey. Uh, I don't like the fact that he was listed at 6'10",
Yeah.
but measured like 6'7", and
Yeah. Something
without
closer to
shoes
that.
at the combine.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how Philly feels about that, but
Mhm.
every mock says that you try to go high upside wing, and if he was actually the height that they said he was, then you know that feels like a more of a no nonsense pick. It's pretty easy to decide there, but
Yeah.
with him being a little shorter, I'm not sure if that rebounding is going to translate the same way
Yeah.
because he doesn't have that kind of a body to. I think he averaged like 17 points, 7 rebounds
Yeah.
a game, something like that.
I think close to, like, 9 boards. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. He led the team in rebounding. If,
Okay,
if my memory's doing me justice.
yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to translate at his size. So
Yeah.
uh, and we'll leave that as a possibility. But
Mhm.
the Sixers are mostly set in a lot of their other spots.
Yeah.
So if he's a backup to a Paul George when he comes back, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I went a little different route here than Ace Bailey. I have the Sixers taking VJ Edgecombe. This could change come closer to draft time. I was just kind of more or less thinking with that height, being a factor into it. Uh, I like VJ's, like, athletic ability a lot, and I know that they have Tyrese, Jared McCain, Quentin Grimes. Like, they have their 3 guards, but I think adding, like, a second guard into that for that bench lineup who can come in and do something crazy that the fans are gonna love, keeps the energy high, keeps play wise, keeps, like, play up. Obviously, yeah. I mean, he runs the coast to coast real well. Um, Off ball scoring, he's pretty good. Pretty good at off ball scoring. His defensive impact is super high as well for the Baylor team. He's a good help side defender. at his size and the position because I'm pretty sure he's 6'4", 6'4". I want to say I don't have it on my notes right here, but in conference play, he shot the ball pretty well, 40%, and those are 19 games in the conference play as well. He's a capable closeout scorer as well. So I mean, with the defender closing out on him, he's going to shoot the ball like decently well.
6'5".
6'5". I mean, for me, like if I'm looking at shooting guards, like that's like obviously in the now today's NBA point guards are a little taller, whatever. That's like a perfect size for me at the 2. Um, yeah, but I mean, what he could work on, for me, his handle doesn't look comfy. Turnovers come obviously out of lack of handle. His pull up shooting could definitely help. Could use some work. Shot 25% off the dribble jumpers, and 20% on off the dribble threes. So could definitely get some help in there. I mean, his finishing is good, obviously, but there's definitely times where he thinks his athletic ability can outbeat the centers in the paint, and in the NBA, that's just not going to happen. So if he could get a little more, what's the word, a little crafty around the rim in a sense.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving type stuff.
Yeah, which obviously that's hard to adapt because Kyrie is like a wizard on the basketball court. But yeah, I have the Sixers taking VJ Edgecombe, and I know that's a little not normal, but that's just I was just looking at it a little differently with the size of Ace Bailey's. Number 4, the Charlotte Hornets. I'm guessing you have them taking VJ Edgecombe.
Of course,
Yep.
they don't have a shooting guard.
Yep.
So
They don't.
pairing him with LaMelo Ball would be exciting. Like
It would.
I can see a potential of them trading up if there was a sign that one of the top 3 teams would be looking to draft Edgecombe there.
Yeah.
I watched a few Baylor games, seeing as Baylor's here in Texas, and they, I mean, they were pretty solid. VJ Edgecombe is a pretty good player,
Yeah.
and I think the fit there in Charlotte would actually be a lot better than it would be in Philly. I feel like Philly's going to play at a different pace.
Yeah.
So they're going to want
Yeah.
a bigger player as opposed to another speedster guard to add to the rest of their guards. Their roster is kind of weird. It's like a mix of uh, we're playing for the future versus we're playing to win now.
Yeah.
So
That's
having a Cooper Flag would have been nice for them, but
yeah, because he's obviously like a win now piece on top of being a piece that you can hold on to for another 20 years if that's how long his career goes. Yeah, obviously since I had BJ Edgecombe at 3, I have the Hornets taking Ace Bailey. I think his perimeter shooting is huge. He shoots 33%, which hey, not terrible, right? He's got a good fadeaway game in the mid range. That's also when I was watching his tape, that was a big tell for me. He has good off ball scoring. Shot.
do you think him and Brandon Miller play kind of the same?
I was thinking that. I'm pretty sure what Brandon Miller is. Are we calling him 6'10" or are we calling him 6'7"?
Ace Bailey.
Yeah, because like they play
It's
in
6'7" without shoes. He's gonna wear shoes when
they
he
wear shoes,
plays.
but also like 3 inches feels like a lot. A
I
lot.
think they fudged at least an inch.
Okay, so 6'9". 6'9". That's fine with me. I mean, what? That's taller than Brandon Miller. Um, but I mean, yeah. Obviously, you
I
talked about
seen him and Dylan Harper standing next to each other. And they
yeah,
looked about the same. I ain't gonna hold you.
yeah. Because what? Dylan Harper is 6'6". Because his frame also. I mean, I don't know. I'm glazing here a little bit. I like Dylan Harper. I also have a tweet that I wanted to talk about. I saw.
Go ahead.
I bookmarked it. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Per draft, no ceilings NBA. Dylan Harper is going to be the number 2 pick in the draft, and I'm 99% sure about it. They're not pursuing trades from what we're hearing. They think they can play Harper together with Stephon Castle Fox in the same backcourt. So I mean, maybe that kind of like takes Giannis off the table, but like you never know what can happen come draft time.
If I
So
was San Antonio, if I'm not trading for a Giannis or any big piece like that to try to contend to win now,
yeah,
then I think that you can trade down with like a Philly or a Charlotte
Yeah,
if they ask for it and pick up some more assets,
yeah,
especially from a team like Charlotte who generally is going to be up here in the lottery a lot. Maybe
yeah.
you can get a future unprotected pick from them and
Even
to
even
swap
the Jazz, they
places.
could trade down with the Jazz. Like they have options there because I mean this draft class, like obviously guard wise, it's super heavy. But I mean, I like the two bigs on the board at and Derek Queen and Maluwash. I don't know how to say his first name. I'm not trying to disrespect him that much, but I mean, you could go big if you wanted to. I mean, they really have Spurs are just sitting in options on options that they really get to dictate what happens. So, fifth pick in the draft, Utah Jazz. Who do you have the Utah Jazz taking at number 5?
Uh, so I'm thinking they might go shooting guard. I'm thinking Trey Johnson,
Yeah,
shooting guard from Texas. Uh, he's gonna put up points. Utah needs some points,
yeah.
so I just think they're gonna look for the next available scoring option. It
Mhm.
was either him or Jeremiah Fears, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go Trey Johnson with from Texas.
There's a little
Just
gap
want shooting.
between Trey Johnson and Jeremiah Fears. That's from what I saw. There's definitely a
Okay.
little gap there. Like in the sense of like play wise, like I like what like Trey is just an offensive god pretty much. I mean, like he shoots the ball real well, he makes his own shots, and he also has a high playmaking upside as well. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm
I saw more Fears because he's in the SEC, and I watch SEC basketball more than the rest
is
of them because Texas A&M is in the SEC. So
is Texas basketball in the SEC?
yeah, Texas basketball is, but there are rivals, so I don't really watch them as much.
Yeah,
So there's that.
makes sense. Because like I know because like some like UConn like for basketball, obviously what they're Big East. So but they for football like they're not anything. Like they don't like, even have like I don't even know if they have a football team, and if they do, they're not in any big Power Five conference. So but yeah, I'm taking Trey Johnson there as well, even though I already said it. I mean. His decision making can be a little better. Defensive impact. I mean, there's like nothing there defensively from him. But yeah, if he works on his decision making, defensive impact, and just like rim pressure as well. Um, Sixth pick, Washington Wizards. Who you got?
Man, I don't know who they're gonna pick. I'm just gonna pick the because I watched a lot of Duke basketball. I'm just gonna pick somebody from Duke, and they have that the shooting guard shooter. I think his name is Con Nupel, something like that. I
Yep,
can't.
Concanoopel,
The
Concaneppel, nipple. I don't know,
the
something like
names
that.
the names on these Duke players are fun, but
Really?
he can shoot. He can shoot. He's a good shooter,
Hmm.
high basketball IQ. I think if you pick him, he probably makes Jordan Poole expendable as a best case scenario. So
Yeah. Um, I have the Wizards taking I want to make sure I get his first name right at least. Kasparis Ja- Jaconis, Illinois guard. Yeah, I
I
mean,
like him.
yeah, that's I wanted to say like I was about to say like second favorite guard, but I do like Trey Johnson a little bit more. Good spacing, maintain. He bends off screens through traffic real well. Elite rebounding as a guard. And obviously like you want that like guard. That's what guards just need to start working on during the offseason. It's just rebounding and learn how to attack the basketball because it's like Russell
Long
Westbrook.
rebounds,
Yeah, like
long
Russell
rebounds with them
Westbrook.
threes.
Like it's like I mean, just a rebounding guard is just perfect. Good speed and physicality, maintaining when defenders orbit movements. Um, Good speed off screens to get into an ISO with a big, so good at getting the switch. Um, he has turnover issues, but like 18-year-old point guards are gonna have turnover issues. Like they can't make a decision in real life. Pretty almost can make a decision in real life at 18. I mean, they can't make that crazy of decisions with the basketball. So that just takes time. That's not something I'm too worried about there. Um, he doesn't he's not the fastest laterally, but I mean, you
Neither is
can
Kay Cunningham.
exactly, exactly. Um, all right, number 8, I believe is New Orleans. I don't have it right here, but
Brooklyn.
remembering correctly.
Or I'm sorry, number 7 is
Seven,
New
seven,
Orleans.
seven's New Orleans. Yep, I meant 7. Who you got
Uh,
at 7?
so I'm thinking they're gonna go big. Uh, I'm gonna go with Duke again. I really mostly just watched a lot of Duke basketball.
Fair enough.
Maluak, I
Yep.
thought he was good. He didn't have very good like averages, I believe. So
Yeah,
I don't
he
have the
did.
averages in front of me or anything. I just
Yeah.
remember him playing and him being a huge deterrent when it came to the paint. Uh,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and I feel like having something like that in New Orleans, as well as their guard play, especially from like guys like Alvarado and stuff,
Yeah.
that could put a lot of pressure on you to find a way to score when you have that type of thing, and you kind of protect against a Zion Williamson injury type thing by having
Yep.
kind of a big center there to protect him, who's also a lob threat.
Yeah.
I think he's 7'2".
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, like he's crazy. I have Jeremiah Fears going to the Pelicans here. I think obviously it's just like I mean Jose Alvarado's not going to be your main guy, right? You have
Mhm.
DeJounte Murray who's injured, and that's who knows what happens with DeJounte Murray. Is DeJounte Murray on the move? Like who knows? He got paid, so he probably doesn't really care what's going on right now. But yeah, I'm taking Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma. I believe I don't have the colleges here as well.
That's right. That's right.
A 3-level scorer who can finish at the rim well, knock down mid-range jumpers, and hits from beyond the arc. He's versatile scorer, um, playmaker as well, good IQ, um, and he's clutch. So that's also a big one. Three concerns I'd say: 3-point consistency, defense, and strength. He's a skinny guy. I mean, you come into the NBA, they're going to make you put on weight. It's as simple as that. Like that could be fat weight and or that could be muscle weight. It really doesn't matter as long as you keep that keep what like you're actually good at. As long as you're just putting on a little bit of muscle, that's fine with me. Um,
Hmm.
Number 8. Who's got the 8th pick? I don't have it up.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. But so who do you have? Who do you have the Nets taking here at number 8?
Oh, Fears. I like Fears
Yeah,
there. For the same reasons you said, a
yeah,
3-level scorer. I think he'll pick up on the 3-point shooting, no problem, because that's the league that we're in, and
mhm,
you got teams like Boston that's in that division. So if you want to play with them, you're gonna want to shoot with them.
yeah.
So I like the versatility of him being able to score at all 3 levels, and I think he could really help their team.
Yep. I went Malawash here. And I know they have Claxton, but I feel like Claxton could be on the move this summer. That I feel like that's just like he could be on the move. I mean, like he could be a great piece for a team that needs a center desperately. The
It
Suns.
sounds like you're spinning your wheels if you go and draft a young center and then just trade the center that you have, as
Well,
opposed to keeping that veteran there to teach him and work with him, and then that guy leaves. Because I like when teams do that kind of transition
yeah,
where
like the
there's
past year
already
before.
yeah, well, so they learn, what they're
Yeah,
supposed to do. I feel like something like that would have helped Zion Williamson if the the Pelicans would have just kept Anthony Davis.
yep,
A lot of people think that Davis got traded and then Zion they got the number one pick. It's actually the other way around.
yeah,
So if Zion would have stayed, maybe he'd have picked up better habits from an all time great in Anthony Davis,
yeah,
and then he still would have been tradable to the Lakers a year later. So they could have at
exactly.
least tried that. And I feel like Brooklyn should do the same thing. If you shouldn't let Speedy Claxton go because you drafted a guy who admittedly is raw. I picked him
Yeah,
earlier, but he's a raw
raw.
player. and you're only looking at going back to the lottery again if
Mhm.
you have him go over there without any veteran presence.
Yeah, and I mean, truthfully, like they don't really have to trade Claxton. Like kind of like going back to what I was like saying. Like I mean, like they really don't have to trade him. Like obviously having someone there for a raw player as much as he is to be able to like pass that torch is going to help a lot. But yeah, I mean, who knows? That's who I have Malawach going at number 8 to the Brooklyn Nets. Number 9, the Toronto Raptors, I believe. Who do you have them taking at number 9?
Well, it's not the guy that I want the Rockets to get at number 10.
Of
So
course not.
I'm holding that guy who we already talked about, and
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say Derek Queen from Maryland.
yeah, yeah,
He's a big man. Raptors keep trying to pick up big men in hopes that they find one that's gonna stick. They've traded for them. Like I think they had Jacob Podol. They traded from San Antonio to Toronto
yeah.
to as a big. They've drafted a big number one overall. They've been looking for bigs for a very
For a
long
long
time.
time.
Um, it it's kind of a sad state of affairs over there, but
Yeah,
especially since I'm sure they would have hoped to move up in the draft and pick up uh, one of the top players there. But I got them picking up a center.
Yep, I have them taking Derek Queen as well out of Maryland. I mean, we really kind of I mean, he converts on 67.9% of his shots at the rim. Um, efficient and strong in the paint. High basketball IQ for a center. Um, versatility. He can shoot the mid range, a few 3-pointers. Um, but areas for improvement for him, obviously 3-point shooting as a big. I mean, you're not going to be the greatest. That just takes time. And who knows if that even comes. Um, strength and conditioning as well. Adding muscle to his frame will help him handle the physicality of the NBA as well. I think we both have number 10 as Con Knipple. Is
No,
that
I already picked him. So
Oh,
I'm going Casper's. Uh, how do you say that? From Illinois.
oh yeah, the guy from Illinois. Yep.
Yes. He's very good. I really like him. I'm gonna continue watching tape on him as the draft approaches. Even though
Yeah.
I know the Rockets aren't making a selection at this point, they got Reed Shepard as their point guard of the future.
Mhm.
But I think, and I got something to say about Reed Shepard. I'll talk about that in the in the off season, but because I'm a hater.
Oh,
But Casper's what's his name? Casper's
yeah. I don't know how to say the last name. Is
anyway, he's a guard from Illinois. He's really good. I think that the Rockets, if he had a player like that at point guard, that would really elevate everybody else's play. I think he
Yeah.
plays differently than Fred VanVleet does.
Mm.
So having a guy like that coming off your bench, who's versatile, I think that'd be really useful for this team. I think he plays a little like Goran Dragic,
Uh,
uh, a former Miami Heat point guard, and that's just something that the Rockets would be a great fit for their roster. Who do you have?
I have Con Knipple here. I have Con at the 10.
Uh,
I mean, he's an elite shooter. I mean, like that. Like I was like, I hope
he's
you
not
guys
gonna
get
fall
him
that
in real
far.
life. Like that. That's who I
He's
want
not gonna
starting
fall that far. He's not gonna fall that far.
some of the mock drafts that I've seen, I mean, I've seen him everywhere across the board, like multiple different spots.
I
I've
think
seen
that's
him go from
interesting because
like
isn't he the best?
7 to like 10. Say it again.
Ain't he the best shooter in the draft though?
I mean, I mean, from his percentages, yeah. I mean, but like
And everybody wants a shooter. The best shooter in the draft last year went third overall. You got him going 10th.
that's true. But it's also like, so like, okay, let's realistically think about it, right? Like, are teams like the Wizards gonna like want to buy in to a shooter? Like when like, I mean, you have Jordan Poole,
They
but
got
like
Alex Sarr.
they have Sar and Poole, but it's like are you just like gonna say like, hey, we're just gonna like go into a shooter here? Like this is where we're gonna like I'd prefer them to take
Yeah,
see like that's just not like the way I would think, and there's a reason why I'm not a GM and I never will be. But like yeah, I mean I'm not taking like if I can get a guard like Casperus, I'm gonna take him there instead of a pure shooter. I mean obviously a little bit more of a pure shooter. Uh it's just like his leadership. He led this is because obviously I had help with this doing the draft research. But I mean, I got from watching the videos. I mean, Knipple plays with a poise and confidence, often stepping up in key moments for his team. I mean, like that's huge. That's huge. And I
I
mean, like
watched I
shooting for
watched
y'all would be great.
I watched them play a lot. Assuming the first three don't really move in terms of the picks
Cooper,
of Ace Bailey,
Cooper,
Dylan Harper, Cooper
yeah, Dylan
Flag,
Harper, and Ace.
he's probably the second best player after that.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like.
Does he fall past like Brooklyn, for instance? How?
I mean, if he falls past Brooklyn, like, and they take who I have as slated as Malawatch, I mean, like, I'm gonna be like, that makes sense. Like y'all don't truly need a big, but he fits the timeline better than you
Who'd you
know,
have for Washington?
Casper, Casperus, Casperus. Juk- I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, I'm hoping he falls.
Hey, fair
I'm
enough. I
hoping he
mean, like
falls
obviously,
to where
if
pick
he
him up.
falls, that's great. But I mean, also, I'm not like the biggest college basketball guy, so it's like I don't really know. I'm just kind of going off of like what other people are teaching me in a sense. Um, but yep, those are the top 10 picks. Once come closer to draft time, we'll give more. I feel like of like a detailed breakdown of like who we think and like because who knows what can happen like come like a couple days before the draft. Like anything can really happen. Um, I feel like we should kind of like talk about like a series that's already wrapped up now in the Cavs versus the Pacers. Um, I mean, like what are your like initial thoughts on the Cavs?
They had their best player playing injured, and he gutted it out despite a bad shooting percentage.
Mhm.
Uh, I forget how many points he had. If you want to give the rundown of the stats,
Yeah, that's what I was.
if you have them up, that'd be cool, and then
Yeah,
I'll give more thought.
get them up right here. So for the final game of the series, Donovan Mitchell had 35 points, 9 boards, with 4 assists and 1 block, so 5 stocks. Mobley with 24 points, 11 boards, and DeAndre Hunter with 12 points. Darius Garland also had 11 points. But I mean, across like other than that, Max Strus was non-existent. Jared Allen had 9 points, 4 boards, with a -3 plus minus. So truly not terrible. He only took 6 shots, made 4 of them. But I mean, like it's just like Ty Jerome just can, or not Ty Jerome. Sorry, excuse me. Max Strus just cannot be over 9. Like in a closeout game, which he had
Hmm.
apparently texted the team right before and was like, "If you don't want to play, don't show up." I mean, do you want to play? You missed 9 shots in a row, bro. Like, I don't know. That's me. But yeah, that was for
Some of them weren't even shots. It was like he had like a putback layup that got blocked and stuff. It wasn't
it's
like
just
he was shooting threes at the buzzer or something like that. Like he really just did not show
yeah, 6 of
when
those 9 were
you know
threes.
your when you know your best player is playing injured. I think
Mhm.
Donovan Mitchell had an injured ankle that he was playing on. So my thoughts, we got a dead ball review that we can do at a later date for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got a few that we need to catch up on.
Yeah,
Uh, just for the people that are new here, a dead ball review, we kind of review a team's season after it ended,
yeah,
what they got going on, and what their prospects are for the future. But just a long story short, for Cleveland, they finished with the best record in the East. They had the best record in the league for most of the season,
yeah.
and I'm pretty sure they had like a 15-game win streak. They had two or
Twice.
three 10-game win streaks. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And
two 15s.
that's crazy. And that's crazy considering, that's like almost half the season right there that you can't lose. Uh, Despite being on the road, injuries, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
To do all of that and destroy my Miami Heat in 4 games in the first round,
Uh-huh.
only to get beat in a gentleman's sweep by a division rival,
Yep.
which goes to tell you that even if next year uh, they win 60 60 plus games, if any of their division rivals are in their bracket, they should be worried that they're not better than them because nothing will prove it until the series tips off.
Yeah.
I think, and they just brought in a new coach to bring them past the second round, and still couldn't
Still
get past
there.
the second round.
Yeah.
Where do you go in terms of development? We just talking about, you know, most of their guys are more veteran, more
Yeah.
veteran types. So internal improvement, where does that come from? Is it just the coaching because the coach is new? I'm not sure. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
lost if
Yeah.
I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. The ones I texted were kind of just, they don't know what to do either. They're just kind of like, I'm not even sure what I'm looking at because
Yeah.
that's
'Cause
not
I
the
mean,
team
like,
that they saw all season.
no, it wasn't. And I mean, what was the lead at one point? I want to make sure I have the biggest lead was 19 with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. I mean, like, I get that's a lot of basketball, but like, you can still at least keep it 10 or 5 and not blow it completely and then eventually get beat by 9 points. Like, I mean, like, I just don't even know. Like, you have a team, Evan Mobley, the defensive player of the year, right? Like like what? Donovan Mitchell, who I want to make sure I have Donovan Mitchell's numbers pulled up here. Um, I'm just gonna just go down the
Great
list.
numbers, by the way.
Yeah, 35. 35. I'm just gonna do points. 35 points, 12 points, 43 points, 48, 33, 22, 13 against the Heat. 30 against the Heat, 30 against the Heat. I mean, like, what like what are you doing like as a team? Like, what do you do? Like, how, like, why can't, and then Ty Jerome, a guy who just fell off the face of the planet in the his last 4 games, 8 points, 7 points, 2 points, 2 points. In
He
game one of
crushed the
this year's
Heat.
he had 21 points.
He crushed the Heat, and then
Yeah.
no shows for like most of
No show.
the Pacers series. I think I read a stat that said something along the lines of Cleveland Cavaliers did not lose 2 games in a row this season. I don't know if that's true, but
No way that's
they
true.
lost 2 games in a row twice in one series.
Yeah, that's what I just don't get. I don't even know. Like, I got to put some serious thought behind this Cavs team. Because like
Yeah,
what like
I need some time.
last offseason it was a bunch of like, who, like, is Garland gonna be traded? This is the Garland year. Like, is this, like, this is the prove it year for him? I mean, he proved it. He played well, but what about the play? Like, you didn't prove anything at the end of the day. No one's gonna take
Mhm.
this Cavs team serious if they keep the roster together, which they should. They shouldn't make any crazy rational decisions. But I know, like, that's 2 second round exits back to back, like, with like this kind of core. I mean, like, maybe you give it one more shot and then you're done. Like, I wouldn't break it up, obviously, because you just don't do that if you have the number one team in the Eastern Conference winning however many games they won and losing however many they didn't. Like, it's, I don't even I don't even know. Like, I'm never, no one's gonna take him serious anymore. Like, I saw a clip on TikTok. It was like, I can't remember who said it, but the guy was like, if the Cavs go 82-0, people are gonna be like, well, they're not gonna do anything in the playoffs anyway. Like, what do you expect? So that's shout out to the Pacers though. I wanna give them their flowers. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, I want to get his points here showed up because he started the game.
Overrated, right?
Yeah, overrated. What is that about? First quarter of the game, he had 2 points and went 0 for 1. He took one shot in the first quarter and eventually turned it on, had 31 points, along with 6 threes made, shooting 67% from the field, um, 10 for 15, 6 for 10 from three, 4 turnovers, along with 8 assists. So a team collective for sure. Pascal 21, Andrew Nemhard 18, Neesmith 13 points, 13 boards. With Miles Turner having 10 points and 7 rebounds as well.
Shout out to Miles Turner for sticking it out through some tough Pacer years
Yeah.
to be in this position to now be in the conference finals a second year in a row and pushing towards the finals. He went to the wrong college, but I'm excited for him uh, to for his Pacers, and I I also want to shout out Rick Carlisle.
Yep.
Uh, I think he's been a very good coach for years from the Detroit Pistons, who he took to conference finals in the mid 2000s, and the Dallas Mavericks, who of course he won the NBA Finals with them in 2011 against the Heatles,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's there with the Indiana Pacers, almost essentially making something out of nothing because they had a good piece in Sabonis and traded that for a good piece in Tyrese Halliburton,
Yeah.
and it worked out for both teams at first. But now Sacramento's kind of teetering, and they have no choice but to keep Sabonis at this point.
Yeah.
Whereas the Pacers are flying with the overrated Tyrese Halliburton. Overrated.
Yeah.
In
Overrated.
quotes.
I saw this stat as well. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, I think, for this season was 10 for 11 with go ahead shots. So like, or go ahead or to win the game. Like, I mean, that's just
So he's
crazy.
better than Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan played against plumbers and like firefighters and stuff like that. I mean, his 6 rings are the fakest I've ever seen. Not even comparable to LeBron. A series that we touched on a little bit. Obviously, we don't have to go super in depth since we talked about kind of like Tatum and all that. The Celtics versus the Knicks. The Knicks have a 3-2 lead. Celtics obviously win tonight, 127 to 102. I mean, first thoughts on the Celtics. I mean, like what we said earlier, like if Jason Tatum like is hurt and the Celtics somehow come back 3-1, crazy narratives. Those will be crazy to see. It'll be kind of funny just because like I don't know, I'm not the biggest Tatum guy. I mean, I feel like I said that before. There's nothing hate against him. It's just not like the biggest fan. But yeah, shout out to Jaylen Brown, 26 points, 8 boards, 12 assists. I mean, if he can somehow turn into Michael Jordan and save this series for him, good for
He's
them.
already
But
a Finals MVP.
he is.
I don't put it past him at all. He's the he's the one guy when James Harden was going to be traded from the Rockets that I was like, if we're going to get a young player instead of like a boatload of draft picks, I want Jaylen Brown if he's available.
Yeah.
But I really like him. I think that I'll have more to say on this series once it comes to an end.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'll have less to say about the Celtics.
Yeah. And more about them.
A whole lot to say about the Knicks if they find a way to lose, of course, but a whole lot less about the Celtics given that given the Tatum injury. Because I had more to dissect, but once he gets injured, it's kind of like, what am I going to discuss? I'm currently watching Minnesota uh, beat on the Warriors without Steph Curry, who's been out with a hamstring injury, and we'll get to that one too.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
Yeah.
It's hard to like comment on a series that's like 3-1, 3-2 because I mean like at any moment, like I mean like from what we've seen before, it's like the Knicks can like are gonna just end it at any time that they really want to lock in. I mean, you didn't have the greatest. You had a terrible OG Anunoby performance: 6 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 1 block. I mean, 1 for 12 from the field. I mean, like, come on. But
my dad says that the coach Thibodeau did not get them ready to play. He blames it on the coach.
Yeah.
So all their eggs, it feels like, are in the Game 6 Madison Square Garden basket. So we'll see if they put in a better effort there. If they don't, Game 7 will be interesting.
That would, I mean, I'm not saying like, all right, like I want the Knicks to win this series, obviously, because they're just a healthy team. and I want to see healthy teams play healthy teams. But I mean, if this goes to 7, like I kind of want to see what TD Garden does, or what if what MSG does if they lose at home, like in a must-win game, pretty much, because then you're sending it to 7. I would like to see that. I just would like to see what Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner would be doing on the court side. Um, we'll Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. My mic turned off. But Timberwolves Warriors. Right now, it's obviously a 3-1 in the Timberwolves' favor. Timberwolves are up at half, 62-47. No Steph Curry. I mean, I want to say this. Ant really has kind of been not the greatest player as well this series, but I mean, they're obviously up still 3-1 because like he's had 30, 36, 20, 23, but I mean, like nothing really kind of like it was all like second half points. Not maybe he's just a second half performer, but yeah, I mean, any thoughts on this series?
It's kind of
It's hard.
Jalen Green redemption if you're saying that Anthony Edwards had trouble scoring. So same thing with Jalen Green for the Rockets in the previous series against the
Mhm.
Warriors. So they got some sort of voodoo on those top point guards that Jalen Green's gonna have to figure out over the offseason. Meanwhile, the Warriors are a shell of themselves, and it shows. They said
Yeah,
that Steph Curry could play if they make it to Game 6,
but
but a pulled hamstring, I'm gonna need them to just be a little serious. Most of those pulled hamstrings are normally like 4 to 6 weeks worth of
yeah,
uh, layoff there. So for him to come back in like 4 days or whatever it was, I sincerely doubt it. And they're not going to come back from this game. I think the the Wolves are going to wrap this up as they should.
yeah. Um, for I mean, Jimmy Butler's got 8 right now. Pods has 9. Draymond's got 9. Kaminga 11, Buddy Hield 6. I mean, it's just a really kind of nobody performance
I
except Buddy Hield or except Jonathan Kaminga.
I hope Jimmy Butler still has his joy.
Yeah,
We're talking
right.
about he lost his joy with Miami, and he found his joy again after they found a way to uh, beat the Rockets in 7 games.
Yeah. His
So
joy, his joy.
joy.
Two fingers. Two fingers.
Yeah, keep that joy up. He got that contract extension. They're gonna get the full Jimmy Butler experience in the
Yeah.
coming years.
Um Draymond on this series, I mean, it's play what I mean, Draymond mentioned the 5.5 spread. I mean, he got fined what, 50,000 for that? 50,000 for
Yeah,
saying that the refs were watching the spread, right? That because I mean, I'm at the point with Draymond where I just am gonna start ignoring the stuff he says because it's just like I'm just not here for any of it. None of
and that's
it.
what's funny. I like him as a sportscaster. Actually, I do like his commentary, and it feels
He
like
keeps it real.
yeah, he keeps it real. He's got good insight being in the league right now, and him being a good sportscaster that's in the current league as opposed to all of them old school cats.
Yeah,
They be talking about stuff that happened back in the day when we're in a totally different league.
yeah,
But I like him as that. I'm not liking him uh, as a player, and a
yeah,
lot of it is just the antics, the the leash that he gets with the long leash that he gets with the referees.
yeah,
Just the stuff that most non Golden State Warriors fans would have beef with.
yeah. Uh, he's just a comedian on the court. I mean, I feel like he's at this point kind of just like waiting for Steph to just call it quits. I mean, like still like Steph, what? Let's say like 2 to 3 more years of Steph, maybe. Like unless Steph after next season, if they do nothing, just retires, which I doubt that's going to happen because he'll probably want like a retirement tour, which he deserves. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're not going to have to deal with the Warriors too much longer, thank God, because I still hold a grudge against the Warriors for tainting LeBron's legacy like how they did. Um,
So you see that LeBron and if LeBron's last year is next year and Steph Curry's last year is next year, or they might retire at the same time.
that would be
So
crazy.
they're gonna have to share Hall of
That would
Fame articles and attention and all that stuff.
Yeah. I
I
don't
think
know.
if I was Steph Curry, I would actively avoid that and try to
Yeah,
play an extra year,
yeah,
even if you don't finish out the year, just so you can have the attention for yourself
yeah. Because I mean, like
and
having
another year.
LeBron James retires the same time as you, you're just going to be like thrown into the. You're just going to be a shadow. Like you're done. But who knows? LeBron could just play like next year and the following year and waiting for Bryce. Like that would if he waits for Bryce, I mean that would just be crazy. We'll go on to the final series. That is 3-2 Nuggets versus the Thunder. Nuggets,
Did you watch? You watched the last game, right?
yeah,
The game 5.
yeah.
It was so good.
Uh Thunder win 112 to 105. With stats load. Oh, there we go. Shea with 31, 6 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He shot well, 52% from the field. J Dub, clutch corner three at the end of that game. He had 18 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal. He shot 5 for 14. J Dub has been pretty interesting in the playoffs. Maybe he's a playoff dropper. But Jokic, obviously, Jokic does what Jokic always does: 44 points, 15 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals, and lost.
I
I
love that
mean,
guy.
how are we losing games where someone has 44 points and 15 boards? Like, what do we do? I don't know. Hey, I mean, Jokic, you're a Nick, man. You're a Nick, soon to be, like Giannis was saying. Yeah. I kind of you had texted me this yesterday, during while this game was on. Let me pull up what you actually said about Michael Porter Jr. Um, where is it? Why is Porter in the game? It's not spacing. His guy is playing off him and he is missing. Michael Porter Jr., and a 3-point elitist, right? Like supposed to be this specialist, is have has 2 points over 5. I mean, it's
He's
just
getting the fourth quarter minutes, and I'm not sure what justifies that.
yeah. I don't know either. I mean, you have a rookie coach, right? If that's even what you want to call him, because he's not
That's
technically
not the
signed.
reason.
But there's no reason to even just miss 5 threes in a row, being Michael Porter Jr. Like you have no business missing 5 threes in a row. Like you can tell like what you're doing wrong when you're shooting the ball. Like you have to you just have to be better, Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, so we have game 6 tomorrow. We're recording this on the Tuesday, so it would be or Wednesday, sorry. Thursday we have game 6. I just want to who are you taking in game 6 here? Are you thinking Thunder get the win here, or are you thinking Denver ties it up?
Denver ties it up. I got a side note though.
Let's hear it.
This is the latest that the NBA has ever called the MVP race, and
Yeah,
that
that's
I
what I
can
was
recall.
like. When are they like? Are they waiting for like the finals to do that? Because if they do, like that is crazy work.
That's never happened. Like the longest it's been has been like I think either game 2 of the semifinals, or I think they had at least 1 year or 2 years where they did it at the end of the season, where they had
Yeah,
the top three go to an award ceremony and they officially announced it then.
which I
But
like that. That was awesome. The award show is fun. Like you're anything can really happen.
I think the problem with that has to do with the new collective bargaining agreement where,
Yeah,
and we'll talk about all of that stuff in the off
all
season. It's a
season.
bunch of rigmarole, but
Yeah,
getting picked at all NBA or MVP and all that stuff has an effect on your contract extensions, this, that,
yeah,
and the other. We'll talk about that. That's
yeah.
for basketball. That's for basketball hoopers. Anyways, to to that extent, I feel like this is the latest that the NBA has really called it in terms of the MVP race.
Yeah,
And I find it interesting because I would have liked to have them announce it in the middle of this series in which the
exactly.
top 2 guys for the MVP, SGA and Jokic, were going against each other. So now it's like, all right, I got to prove why I deserved it if I lost, or
Yeah,
if I won it, I'm gonna prove why I won it when
exactly.
I win, type thing. So the way Jokic numbers are looking,
Yeah,
and SGA's, I mean, it looks like it was a tight race for a reason.
yeah,
Uh, I like the division rivals going at it. They're super familiar with each other. This is probably like their 12th game against each other this year.
Yeah, something like
So,
that.
something crazy like that. And I think that going up to Denver is going to be tough for that young Thunder squad to close out a former champion team. So I see it going 7.
Yep.
How about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I don't see them winning in Denver. I think that's just a hard task to ask anybody to do. I mean, altitude is a lot higher there. Evolute. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave
Elevation?
it. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave the words behind. I'm not a wordsmith. No one's asked me to be, so I'm not even gonna try to be. Um, but yeah, I think they'll win tomorrow night, and I think we'll get a game 7 on Sunday, which that's just gonna that like a game 7 of like the MVPs head to head. Like that is cinema right there. That is some ball. And like I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. That's all I pretty much have to say about it. Is I hope that the Nuggets do win on win tomorrow. But I'm trying to think of any like last thoughts I have about it. Oh well, I mean, if the Thunder do want to win, obviously they want to win. The game 6. I mean, they cannot be that their worst because Jokic at his worst is still a crazy good player. That is like a triple double, like a 2010 or that's like a 2015 and 10 game for Jokic at his worst, right? If that's what you want to call it. So I mean, if Nugget or Thunder are just gonna have to be on their best. I mean that's just what we have to see coming into game 6. But any last thoughts on that series? Any last thoughts from you in there?
No, very exciting series. I'm super
Yeah.
excited about that one, as well as the drama that is New York Knicks basketball. I've been watching them all playoffs, so I'm excited to see what
Yep.
happens next with them. And uh, I might have an article coming up with regards to the Timberwolves and the Knicks once this second round wraps up. On bellyupsports.com, check out my articles there.
Yep. All right, Joe. Where can they find you?
I am at the Hero Joe, THAHEROJOE, on X, formerly Twitter, and also Instagram. And you can see my articles, read them, retweet them, this, that, and the other on bellyupsports.com.
You can find
You,
me
Jacob.
on Twitter at Hammy2004, not spelled HAMMY, 2004. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Hardwood Huddle. Thank you to Belly Up Sports for giving us the show as always. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think of our top 10 mock draft. We'll have a better one, a more in-depth one closer to the draft. We still got some time. We're still in the midst of some good playoff games right here. So
Yes,
thank
I
you for
promise to
watching.
be able to pronounce the names
Yeah, yes.
come draft
All
time.
names will be pronounced correctly. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And if I don't, then you know what, I don't. But all right. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, family, grandmas, all that. All right, Hidro. Have a good one.
All right, you too.